Hello Nakama. Welcome to Nimehara. This channel contains One Piece facts and theories. Don't forget to subscribe and notification bells. Since back showing. Dragon who approached Nusturo again, after bouncing, due to being hit by a powerful attack from the Sangaros a while ago. Here the dragon must do something immediately, to prove to the colleagues and his lice that he was superior to Nusturo. Because that kind of thing will affect the mental and the fighting spirit of the dragon allies. If the dragon is desperate, of course the spirit of his colleagues and allies will greatly decrease, but if the dragon is superior, it will be an encouragement to make them fight with increasingly spirit again. The dragon began to use a wind technique that made her body. You can move much faster from before. With the technique, dragons move at high speed so that he can match the movement of Nusturo. As we know, excellence Nusturo indeed lies in the aspect of speed, where he is Gorosei, with the fastest movement. That way, when the dragon can handle the speed of movement, Nusturo, then the Gorosei position becomes quite difficult. Excellence that he's been relying on. Now it's not a problem in front of the leader of the revolutionary army. After successfully matching the speed of Nusturo, the dragon launched a powerful attack. Nusturo was thrown high enough, didn't stop there. The dragon also immediately jumped higher than the position Nusturo and using the fist technique towards the bottom, so that Nusturo immediately fell hitting the ground. The action can be seen by almost everyone who was there, so that the mental and spirit of the allies. The dragon began to rise again. Suddenly Jupiter, who was in another area of combat, rushed to the place of the dragon Angeros. He created many weapons from his hands, and then launched continuous attacks using a bunch of guns. Dragon that still activates high-speed techniques, able to dodge all those attacks very well. Then he replied with a powerful move. Where is the dragon? Emit a gust. Strong wind from both hands. The wind from the move makes the Goros. Jupiter immediately slammed back into the fighting area earlier. Seeing that made people even more amazed, because dragons do have big powers, and superior to Goros. Will Ivankov is monitoring the situation from a safe distance. Praised the ability of the leader of the revolutionary army. According to dragon action there is very extraordinary. But on the other side, he also knew that dragons will run out of energy faster. If you keep fighting like that, using the techniques, as in the acceleration of movement, does drain a lot of energy, if used for a long time. But now, Dragon has stopped the technique, and start fighting again in normal mode against Nusturo, because the corpse has risen again. After being dropped to the ground by the dragon earlier, Nusturo also said that he had lost. But now he's more likely to focus on. After saying that, Nusturo started taking square to use a mysterious technique. It turns out that Nusturo has a lot of mysterious techniques, unknown to the dragon. Data Goros, Nusturo that dragons have read, only contains a few Nusturo moves only. But apparently Nusturo still have a lot more mysterious techniques, whose information is unknown. So, compared to Gorosei Jupiter or Worku, Gorosei Nusturo, it has more technical variations. Again in the meantime, in other areas St. Marcus Mars still continues to fight Sabo and friends. Their fight was fierce, because both St. Marcus Mars and the revolutionary forces both use the best techniques of each. In the middle of the fight, suddenly St. Marcus Mars felt something, so that he starts to smile a little bit. Sabo who realizes Lagat. St. Marcus Mars also felt something strange, but it didn't really bother him. So that Sabo keeps fighting with focus. Move to another place, which is far from there. Continuation of the fighting and the hot conflict on the Hachinosu back shown. Izaru is fighting against one of the pirates, sea of the Kurohige Alliance, that he knows personally. Why she knew him? Because the pirate was once one of the faces. Strong admiral, but he decided to get out of the navy and being a pirate. In that fight, Kizaru surely succeed in excelling with various light techniques, which is quite troublesome, until the end. he successfully launched a powerful attack that made the Pirates instantly fell. After that, Kizaru directly defeated those pirate crews. At the same time, several Kurohige alliances other things around there. In the area where Kizaru is located, not too much the Kurohige alliance that broke through there. It's so easy for Kizaru to defeat them. But the Kurohige alliance is still much more numerous. Who came man broke in, enter from the other side of Hashinosu Island. So that's it. Kizaru also immediately rushed over from the area where he is located and going to another place where there are more enemies. But she is actually looking in the island who are currently fighting against Kyuzen and several Kurohige alliances. Even Admiral, so, they consider as that a good opportunity. Until he jumped up there. Then, use the Yasakani no Magatama technique. Kizaru is not just targeting Shan alone, but also Kyuzen, the Kurohige alliance, and also Kurohige himself. He see that situation as a good opportunity to attack them all at once. People like Shanks, Kyuzen and several strong captains from the Kurohige alliance can handle that technique, good at both parrying and evading. Kurohige himself doesn't need to take action, because she is indeed recovering I'm recovering from the wounds caused by Shang some time ago, but the Kurohige alliance. The weak ones immediately fall, because I didn't have time to run or can't hold back that streak of light from Kizaru. So this situation is more or less the same. It's also beneficial for Shanks because of the Kurohige alliance in front of him. It's getting less and less. Seeing Kizaru intervene certainly makes Kyuzen being quite upset, because he knows the situation will become increasingly troublesome. Not long after, then Batman also came to that area. Previously, he fought against her people from the secret unit. User of Devil Fruit powers, Pirate's property, Kurohige as discussed in the previous video. Kurohige has a secret unit, which contains dozens of users of Devil Fruit powers. But, for members of that unit have already been defeated by Batman in a very short time. Then Batman also came to the central area of the island so that he can fight alongside Shang. Meanwhile, Shiryu and Van Augur, those who saw it immediately approach Kyuzen because they know he needs help. Kyuzen, of course, I won't be able to face Shanks and Batman who is working together. Moreover, there's Kizaru from the third party. It's quite troublesome there. Different from them, Kurohige is still the same. Watching from a considerable distance, together with Katarina Devon, that Yonko is really taking advantage of this moment to gather more and more energy. Because during the fight against Shanks earlier, a lot of energy from Kurohige has been drained as a result of using to Devil Fruit's powers consecutively. The power of darkness is Yumi no Mi is very exhausting, even twice as much from the Devil Fruit in general. Plus, what's the earthquake power of the Nomi turtle that is always Kurohige is wearing, so to speak, Kurohige's energy that has been drained in a threefold battle. More from the users of Devil Fruit powers in general. No wonder his energy was drained so quickly and now need a lot of time for him to restore his energy. That's why, during the fight against Lo, at Pula Winners yesterday, Kurohige at the very beginning, just call me Gura Gura, and just using it, Yumi no Mi at the last moment. It's really because of Kurohige must save energy, but in the fight against Shanks on Hachinosu Island, this is definitely on a different level, because Shanks is much stronger than Law. So Kurohige from the start of the fight must directly use to Devil Fruit powers. As a result, in the middle of a fight like this, she needs to recharge first, because his strength is running out. Lucky Kurohige have multiple crews that can back up it, so that he can rest for a while. If not, Kurohige must have been cornered by Shanks' attacks. Moments later, Momosagi Dan Tokiyuar also came to the central area of the island to help Kizaru. These two people has powers far beyond ordinary Almira. Until their presence would be very helpful in that place. So the central area of the island is now becoming more and more chaotic with the great battle of the three camps. From the Akagami pirate camp, there's Shanks and Ben Beckman. From the Kurohige pirate camp, Ada Kyuzen Shiryu. Then from August. Then from the naval camp there is Kizaru. Toki Kake from Momosagi. Everything is so ready to immediately take action. Kurohige, who watched it, laughed. Because he saw things there has become more and more exciting. Watched by people like Kurohige certainly makes the enemies obliged to be careful, because Kurohige won't just watch, but also observe very carefully. Of that observation, he will know when is the best time to start acting. Because all this time, Kurohige is famous for being astute in taking steps. Verdict: that ingenuity will be very useful in situations like now. Turn to an ocean far away from there. Shown back the big pirate ship. Mom Man pirate file tank. Which one has Katakuri? And the rest of the big Mom pirate crew. Then there's BG and his pirate crew. There is also Marco, who was recently recruited by Katakuri. As an addition, their alliance has agreed to break through to Impel down to save Edward, Weevil Dan du Flamingo, because of the news they read in the latest newspaper. The headquarters of the Navy and Impel prison down is very quiet, because a lot of personnel be on duty Navy out. Edward Weevil Dan du Flamingo will be of great help in the battle at Hachinosu Island later. After that, while on Marco's way, Katakuri and BG continue reading the newspaper news. On the next page, other than information about a quiet naval base, there was also news of the battle on Karabari Island, and also the news about the battle on Hachinosu Island. First, they talked about the battle on Karabari Island. First, which one is there? Two Admiral de Fujitora and Ryogyu came to that island to hunt down the Yonko group. Marco said, fortunately in that group there is Mihawk. Otherwise, for Cross Guild, would have lost quickly in the hands of Fujitora and Ryogyu. Katakuri also agreed, because since the first, Katakuri has often heard the news about Mihawk, which in the past was nicknamed as Mary Hunter aka Navy Hunter. The bag also agrees, but he also added that Crocodile is also not a person to be underestimated. Just like the bag, Crocodile also has connections with the underworld. Even a crocodile connection there, wider than BG. It's probably safe to say crocodile influence in that underworld, equivalent to the influence of Doflamingos. Thanks to the crocodile connection, that's the Cross Guild group can get this big. Katakuri also agree with what Beach said. Then Marco laughed and said, can usually Beach has a crew as great as Mihawk and Crocodile. Marco has known for a long time ago, from when the two of them still small. Same as Marco also knew Sean since childhood. Marco had always known that for this is a fool. But it must be admitted that the luck of the clown, it is indeed fairly large. Just for almost died several times, but you can always survive said unexpected things. So here Marco understands that there must be a big lucky factor who makes for have a crew as great as Mihawk and also Crocodile.